All right, welcome everybody. Today my guest is Beata Seweryn-Reid.
Yes, thank you so very much.
Oh, and thank you so much for joining us today. I appreciate your time.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me here. And it's Saturday and it's kind of calmer, so it's perfect time to connect.
I agree. So is it calm in your household today?
Yes, I'm by myself, which is very rarely, so I'm enjoying the quiet time.
Well, good. I'm glad to hear that. I'm very glad to hear that. That is awesome. And I know you immigrated from Poland, correct?
Yes, yes, now you revealed my secret where my accent comes from. Yes. So I immigrated from Poland in 2011, but I
Okay.
was visiting US before a couple times. So permanently since 2011, but I've been here before.
Can you tell me why you immigrated from the Poland to the US?
Absolutely. And you're gonna love it, and you people, I guess, too, because why we do sometimes very big change in our life, why we do it, we are scared of changes.
Right.
Yes, so why I would just go on the plane and say, okay, bye bye Poland. No, so it wasn't that I decided to come to US just because I just was following. It was my dream, but not at the time. So I was in a relationship for 11 years. I was engaged to this beautiful man, and we were planning to spend our lives together. And I had planned everything, and especially ladies, come on, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes we have everything planned, how many kids, our names, I'm gonna leave my last name, or I'm gonna take my husband's last name. Everything is there, list of your guests, who is gonna be invited to the wedding if you're planning the wedding. And it's where I was. Everything was planned. And just a couple days basically before our 11th anniversary, my fiance, so I was living at that time in the capital city, Warsaw, and my fiance supposed to join me, and it was taking longer and longer, and he did not. So I had this little fear, like something is going on, but no, this cannot happen to me. Like, come on, no, I'm Beata. This stuff is not gonna happen to me. So I pushed all the fears on the back of my head, and I was doing my new career in a big city, because I was from a very small village, and was waiting for my beautiful man. And a couple of days before our 11th anniversary, when I was prepared to celebrate it, and I was like, oh my gosh, how he's gonna surprise me. And he surprised me. I couldn't reach him, and finally I've got text message, do not come back for this weekend or ever, because I'm with someone else. Yes, so it's, well, we were not married, but we were together for a long time. That crushed me. It took away the whole confidence, my self-esteem, everything, because sometimes when we don't really know who we are, we measure ourselves through other people or jobs or situations or friends. I'm sure you know something about that. So I lost my identity. I didn't know who I am anymore. I had job, I had friends, but I was so lost, empty, and didn't know what is next, what I want to do next. Can I do anything? I felt like I disappeared. Like I don't, my body was there, but I was not really living my life. And it took me a couple of years to get to not even like shake it off completely, to just realize that you cannot live like that anymore. You have to do something. You have to move on, or you basically die, because I was so empty on the inside. And that was the idea, like, oh my gosh, sometimes when things don't go your way, your mind runs to the places where you used to feel happy and everything was perfect. So, oh my gosh, I was in US couple times. I'm gonna go for a year right there, heal, and just change my life completely. And it's what I did. So I packed my stuff, one luggage, and with all what they allow you to take on the, at least at that time, on the plane. And I moved to Colorado. And it was a place that I knew from my previous journeys, because as a student, I was coming here for the internship. So I knew a couple people. I reached out to a company that I used to work for, and they rehired me. So I was like, oh my gosh, life is good. So it's US, everything is possible. And as soon as I landed and started my work and looked around, most of my friends moved, because I'm sure you know that in US and in the other countries, not so much in Poland at that time, people were moving constantly to different states, yes. And so my friends were not there. My new job, I really did not like it. Maybe not only because I did not like what I was doing, but I was still unhappy inside. So first lesson after I landed is, wherever you go, there you are. So I took one luggage, which I was allowed, but you know, behind me, I was dragging all the tons of invisible emotional baggage. So I could not leave it back in Poland. And I was like, when I was leaving, Poland is not big enough for my pain, so I'm going to United States. And I dragged this whole pain with me. So my life was not that bright, but it's how I started my journey here. And it was not pretty at the beginning, not because the world around me was sucks. I was not happy inside, and your inner world is just reflection on the outside. So if you're not happy inside, you nothing what you have around you won't make you happy. So after a couple months, I knew that I was even like, why did I come here? It's so stupid. So that this all, you know, seriously, it's what how
Yeah.
watch your self talk when you are not happy.
Oh, yeah.
Do we ever say, Beata, you are so brave. I'm so happy that you did this. So proud of you. We never say it.
No.
Never to
No.
ourselves. But it's very easy to say, you stupid, you should not do that. Come on, who do you think you are? All the fears that I had back in Poland, I brought with me. So I did not feel enough still, because I had accent. So I was so conscious about that. Like, oh, people won't even listen to me. Start your business, as was my dream. It's like, no, who would work with someone with accent like that? Then there was other, you know, other fears that were just changing the faces, kind of the names, but they were there. I didn't feel that I belonged. I felt less and not important, because I was not from here. But it does not really matter where you are from.
No.
If you don't feel like you belong on the inside to yourself, you don't know my identity. I had no clue still who I am. So if you don't have it, no matter where you go, you won't feel home. No, home is here in your heart and in your head. Because I also realized the second lesson was that all what was happening around me, it was not really the word that was bad to me. It were the stories that I was telling myself constantly, and none of them was exciting. None of my stories were saying, yes, you are doing great. No, everything was like, you are not enough. No, you won't get this promotion because you are not from here. So I started noticing that, because I always loved self-development. So I started noticing that there is not that much about the outside world, but there is something about me. And it's when I decided to find mentor and coach. And I, you know, it was not the first one. And sometimes we have to go through till you find your match, till you find the tool that is gonna support you and help you with your growth. And so finally I did found one, and she was using journaling. And it was brilliant, so powerful. I don't know, Kathy, do you journal sometimes?
I do now. I didn't. I used to when I was like a teenager, and then I stopped, and then I started doing it again. And I think it's because I actually saw you on Facebook journaling. You took a
Wow,
picture of yourself.
awesome.
Yeah, you took a picture of yourself in a park with your cute little dog, and you were like, "I'm journaling." And so I started. I actually have my little journal right here.
Oh, that's so cute.
But yeah, my fiance bought me this awesome journal.
Oh, it's beautiful. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. I love it. I want it.
Yeah.
Yes. So, well, so you can tell for yourself, but it took me also a while to recognize the power that it has, because first I was like, why I'm even writing this down? It doesn't make sense. So all this negative thinking and stories were still beating me like, come on, your comfort zone is there, so why you start this new thing? Anyway, I was like, I have to. And even I did not know why I am doing it, but on the inside I felt that this is bringing some kind of shape. It's something good is coming out of it. And the good that came, it was that I finally could see, physically see with my eyes, all the BS stories that I was telling myself or I was told when I was a child. So the quick story, I don't know if I can go back. When I was 7 years old, I had a car accident and a brain injury, traumatic brain injury. And I woke up in the hospital. I don't know how late after the surgery, but I woke up to the conversation between my mom and the doctor. And he was basically saying, Mom, you be realistic. Your kid never will be normal. Your kid
Wow.
never will like the other kids. If she will finish any school or if she will survive whatever in her life or achieve, like not even, don't even think that big. So for 7 year old, you like, you don't really know what means normal, you
Right.
don't know, but your body, your heart knows. So my intuition was telling me right there when I was 7 that this is not like good news. And yes, so to make the whole story short, it was in me for a long time, this deep doubt that maybe I don't measure up because I'm not like everyone else. Maybe I don't deserve because I'm not normal, so I cannot have what other people do. So all I realized through journaling, I realized that even I was not thinking consciously about that,
Mm-hmm.
my unconscious mind was living that thought, that opinion, yeah, the opinion that the doctors
Yeah.
had. And even my mom, she was bright and awesome, and she explained me later on that, kid, other people's opinions are none of your business. You mind you and you do you. So it was helpful. But when I was already here and all going through with my coach through these stories, I realized that most of these stories are not mine, but I adapted them because it was comfortable to blame others. Like, well,
Yeah.
because I had accident, then maybe I cannot do this because this happened in the life, did it to me, then, well, I cannot do anything with it. And it's a lie. We lie to ourselves because we always can do something about the situation that we are in, even just with changing the perception. And when I start changing my perception about the things that were going on in my life, I also changed myself and changed my mind, and I changed the decisions that I was making. So basically, journaling helped me. Except of, it was so awesome to just download this, all the frustration, the emotions, and not carrying it around. It was so heavy. Oh my gosh, you don't want that. And
Yeah.
uh, and I also realized that journaling helped me to change my focus. I started focusing on the results, not on the problem. So I was thinking, there's this quote, I think Tony Robbins, he always says, focus on the focus on the outcomes and thinking in the outcomes. So I started thinking, when I was in the problem, I started thinking, what if the outcome would be different, so the better one? And then I had to find the gap. How can I bridge that and get to that better place, instead of feeling powerless and feeling, oh yes, I did not get that promotion, my life is over. Yes, so yes, but it was me before, but coaching and journaling helped me so much to grow.
That actually leads me into a couple of questions that I have written down for you.
Yes.
So I was looking at your website, and you are a change and transition coach. And so basically what you just said, that would be, is that what you mean by change and transition?
Oh, yeah, I will. Let me explain a little bit, because I think there is a misunderstanding. So as a change coach, I help people to navigate the chaos that they are finding themselves in. And sometimes this chaos is wanted because we want change, and sometimes, and it's most of the time, this change is like imposed on us. It's just like with COVID. Yes, we could not predict that it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So change in my coaching and in my vision, and it's what I learned, is always some kind of event. The event happens, COVID came, we are all scared a year ago, or some people maybe not, I don't know, I was kind of, and but this event happens, and that's it. Something happened and it's here, and we have to do something with it. We have to work with it. So, or maybe you lost a job, or maybe like me, you were left at the altar and the marriage ended. Like, so this happened and nothing can take it back. You can, if you are still working on it, that's fine. But if something ends, it ends. But the transition part is the inner journey. It's what our emotional journey to adjust to the event that's just happened, or the event that we are planning to introduce to the change that we are planning to make. So sometimes we are postponing the change in relationships, in jobs, in business, because our emotional part is fighting, the mind is fighting the feelings. Like, no, you can't do it. You wait another year. Yeah, you are not ready. You need another course. Or if you are in a relationship that is not healthy, oh, it's better to have someone than be alone. So all this bias we tell ourselves, and it's just the inner journey. So the mind, and so your mind knows usually that change is needed, or change happened, but your heart is not quite there. So I'm bridging this gap with people, and basically also I'm showing them that they don't have to wait for change like I was waiting. They don't have to wait for this bad moment, because usually when we wait too long, change hit us, you know, in the head, that we're like, oh, what's going on? So don't wait for that moment. Usually we know, we have this inner knowing that the change is needed. So I encourage them to implement the change before they are ready.
That's awesome. So what's interesting though, exactly what you just said happened to my life. I got divorced in 2012. I got the job that I wanted to work at a place, it's called Ultraden, for like so many years. And then, I was just not, I knew something there's more for me in life. Do you know what I mean? And then in 2014, it was like a freight truck hit me. I came down, I got breast cancer, I had a jaw tumor, and it was just like, okay, so like something smacks you in the face, because it's like, you need to pay attention. And so from that point forward, I've been paying attention to my inner talking, my, whatever you want to call it, God, spirit, whatever everybody believes, but I've been paying attention, and here we are today.
Absolutely. So change is possible. I love to say change is possible, but going to your beautiful story, oh my gosh, your body knows. And when you suppress these emotions that we were talking, this transition is not following, and you don't release it, your body is going to create some disease. And I love what you said, like you were going through it. It was just the effect of not, you didn't work with the emotional part of what happened, probably, I guess. But it's happening in my clients' lives too, and recently, because you know, you can be coach, you can know everything, but sometimes you forget. So you forget what you preach. And I was so in my recently, just 2 weeks ago, I guess, I have so many projects. I was like, and I'm ambitious, so I like to make it beautiful and right. So I was working, and even my husband said, honey, you know that you have like no breaks. I said, honey, I know, but it's so important. Please, I will just finish this project and it will be like before, like I will have more time. And you know, my body knew that it's a lot of stress, a lot of work on the computer most of the time. And I had this weird feeling, like my part of my body, half basically, started with just one hand, but then it was numbed. It was like this tingling, so weird feeling. And it kept me for a week, and it scared me, really scared me. And when I contacted my doctor, she said, well, you don't have, there's nothing worry about, like no cancer, no anything, but you need to slow down, girl. You need to take care of yourself. I was like, oh my gosh, I say it to my clients all the time, and I forgot for a second. And I'm not ashamed to say it, because we tend to forget, because sometimes when you love what you do, you just want to create and create and create, and we forgot about self-care. So I forgot for a second, but I'm back on a track.
Oh, good.
I take care of myself, and yeah, and I don't let any, you know, crazy disease or whatever to get me. They have to run after me.
That's true. Well, you got to keep healthy, because you know we are going to go swimming with sharks when COVID.
That's true. Oh yeah, I'm ready for that.
Yeah. Yeah, I did that last year, and that was a lot of fun. And
Never did anything. I've been once in Hawaii, and we wanted to do it, but for some reason it did not happen. But it was when we supposed to be in a cage, and you said that you were swimming with sharks, yeah?
yeah, so in Hawaii you have to be in a cage because of the type of sharks there is. And then, but we were in Florida. We were in Jupiter, Florida, and they give you the option to either free swim with them, or go in a cage. And honestly, I was terrified. I was terrified. But I did it, and we free swam with the sharks. And then after that, it was, now I want to do it again.
You know, it's same with skydiving. What I did first time, I mean, kind of, you're always scared, because it's, well, you never know, but it's a good scared, like it's this exciting, scary moment, like, oh my gosh. So I did skydiving 3 times, and every time is different experience, totally different experience. And every time it's like, oh, it's probably last time, but then there is another time, and I just do it. And can't wait to do it again. But shark is new, and I like changes and all this new exciting stuff. So I look forward to do it with you.
Yes, I'm excited as well. And so I have one last question, because I know we're to the end of our time.
Yes.
And because you did answer the questions I wrote down, you answered it while you were speaking. So I appreciate that. So that means we're on the same brainwave.
Yes.
So my question is, if you could tell your 18-year-old self anything, what would you tell her and why?
I would tell her, do it scared. I would tell her what I already said. Other people's opinions are none of your business, because I think Will Smith said, if you have a dream, protect it. And if you have a dream, go get it, period. So it's what I would say to my 18 years old. I would not go in a debate with my mind, like, should I do it now, or maybe, oh, I have to. No, if you have desire and you feel it with your heart, do it now. Do it now.
Awesome. Well, great words of wisdom you have.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for your time, Beata.
Thank you so much, Kathy. It was such a pleasure, and I look forward to have you on my show.
Of course. So you just let me know when.
I will.